Okay. To be fair, I just want to say right off the bat, it's Wednesday, like, but past midnight, so technically Thursday, but Wednesday night, just for the sake of it. I don't know why I went there. Sorry. Um, I will say I was about to fall. I was about to go to sleep, but I was trying to anyway. And I was gonna do this earlier, but something came up. That something was a friend reaching out to play some video games, and you know what? I said yes at the opportunity. So I could always do this whenever, and I'm alone a lot of times, so you know. But yeah, I just couldn't put it off. Not that there's anything necessarily like major that's bothering me or anything new, but I'll start off with some updates, I guess. Yep. So finished the meetings with um. Oh, sorry. Finished the meetings with the webinar filming, and I just got in touch with one of the people that was in charge. What is that? Why can't I get rid of it? Okay, sorry. um, yeah. So this morning, I talked with one of the people that was in charge. She has a lot of connections in terms of employment connections, and yeah. So she was very helpful. I basically talked about what kind of job I wanted, and I mentioned all the things I don't want to do, which is fast food, back end restaurant kind of stuff, warehouse work, that sort of thing. And she said that was okay. It was okay to not like have that, and the and I told her like an ideal position would probably be retail, Walmart, that sort of thing. Talked about like how I know I'm not in a position to be picky, but it's good to make sure I'm not doing something that I'll quit in like a couple weeks. Uh, okay. But yep, that's it's there's definitely uncertainty there. Mm, So yeah, that's why I'm a little. It's a little anxiety provoking for sure. And I went on a bike ride today, long one, longish one, and same for this past week. Um, Hung out with friends this past weekend, which was cool. Um, Biked with Sizen, played ball with Chris and Aiden, got some pizza. But yeah, overall eventful weekend. Um, so yeah, yeah. So there's that. Overall, it's not many. It's not one major thing. That's only got me overthinking and being scared. It's more like many different things, like small things, very small, many different things. Definitely the job one. It's always given me that insecurity, like, well, I don't know what to do. That sort of thinking, and I feel like what, that's gonna be there. So I don't know how much that's worth talking about. Maybe some other time, but not now. Nothing that came up is surprisingly like fear of death, like an untimely early death. and specifically a medical reason, like a health reason, like finding out maybe if I have cancer. And like I've always had the health anxiety, because I'd have symptoms. And for me, um, I have what sucks is like I have like stomach issues, not stomach issues, digestive issues. Definitely somewhere there. I know there is. I don't know if it's like a certain food allergy, certain foods that irritated, maybe IBS. I'm definitely less. I know it's like most likely not cancer, but there's always the chance that it is. And the one thing that always scares me though about these sort of things, just like it could be the smallest of symptoms, and yet, you know, it could be something lethal. It could be something you know, it could just be killing me without me knowing it. And I know the easiest, and I know like the easy thing would be like, hey, just go get a doctor, get it checked out. And yeah, but it's like most of these symptoms are things you wouldn't really need a doctor for, or a lot of these things are really uncomfortable to talk about in general, and it's not really something that common. So it's like, you know, especially with like especially with like not so concrete stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I might have IBS or something, Crohn's disease, or fucking. I don't know. I've always sort of suspected that, and yeah, to be honest, it's not on my mind. It like there's periods where it's on my mind a lot. There's also periods in time where I'm not worried about that sort of stuff. I'm not worried about medical reasons, or I'm not really that health anxious. The problem is, yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's scary, man. Just like thinking about that, like not even like even health anxiety. It's like just dying in general, or yeah. I mean, it does make me feel grateful for the day and makes me want to do more stuff, and definitely like do things that might feel uncomfortable but might end up going well. And yeah, but yeah. Speaking of, oh, I'm meeting up with Lart tomorrow. Someone I haven't like met in real life for a long time. I think a year or two. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Whole year, man. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. Well, I'm a little worried and anxious about it actually, to be honest. But that's like, yeah, that isn't like anything that you know, too. Anyway, um, I want to talk about like the going back to the death thing, fear of death, fear of an untimely death. See, I'm not too scared about dying when I'm old, because I don't have to worry about that, and for a long time. So yeah, dying isn't really like doesn't scare me as much. I don't think like that death in general doesn't scare me if it was timely, if that makes sense. If it's a death that made sense. What still bothers me, I I don't get is the chance that there's always a chance that I could die tomorrow, and it could always be, there could always be a last time. And man, that is insane to me. And like they say that should motivate a person to live life to the fullest and live life like as their last day. But to me, as a person who worries a lot and is always anxious, I feel like that would drastically lower the quality of my day. If I'm constantly thinking about this is my last day, I'm constantly thinking, oh, it will never be enough. So you know, I think there's definitely an extreme to that, and I'm definitely sometimes get to that point. Um, yeah, I suppose instead of saying this is my last day, this could be my last day, but it's still, I don't know, I still feel. that still fills me with anxiety and fills me with a lot of worry and overthinking. So it doesn't, I don't know. It's very, not the best thing. It's not the best. So I don't. I'm having a really hard time trying to process that. And honestly, I'm way too tired right now to even do so. I don't think I will, but it's just that's what's on my mind. Like it's like I'm scared of an untimely death. So that should make me live life to the fullest right now. But at the same time, having that sort of mindset, it brings upon a lot of anxiety and overthinking, which drastically lowers the quality of my life. So how do I turn that uncertainty? How do I turn that mindset of, oh, this could be my last day, into something positive, something more carpe diem, like, right? The carpe diem mindset instead of, well, you know. There's also that balance, right? Like, let's say there's periods of my life where I don't worry about this kind of stuff. There's periods of my life where I'm over it, and all I'm worrying about is, so let's say I don't worry. Let's say I get past that and I'm fine with that whole death thing, and I know there's a higher chance of me living till my old age. There's a higher chance of me getting there. Okay, so I get past there. And now I think, but okay, so I want to make sure I want to have a good life, a long one, if it's gonna be a long one. So I think about school, and not school, but I think about career and like who I'm gonna be, if I'm gonna be able to financially support myself, and yeah. So there's that. I get anxious about that a lot. That uncertainty, and if I get past that, I worry that I might not be doing enough. I worry that I might not be worrying enough, if that makes sense. Like, I get to a point where I care about, like, I'm not scared about anything, but it also makes me not that good at stay on track. And, you know, I slack off in things. I slack off on my habits. I slack off on working out, taking care of myself, meditating, doing all the things I know I should be doing. So, yeah, I don't. So, like, I realize that it's like soul overthinking, worrying about stuff. It's always like an obstacle. I get over one, there's another one. I get over that one, there's another one. And it's like there's four different states. Or I don't know how to explain it. There's multiple different states of the anxiety and multiple different causes, and it's very hard to balance all those things or have a good balance of all those things, because yes, worry is important. Actually, like, worrying about your future is a good thing, just not excessively. Worrying about your health is a good thing, just not excessively to the point where it actually stresses you out so much. Worrying about career is a good thing, but not so excessively to the point where it actually hinders you from making a choice or even just taking a risk. So, yeah, it's definitely, it feels overwhelming. It feels, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what I would call that. Like, just constant obstacles, constant sources of worry and overthinking, just negativity, constant things, constant reasons as to why I should be scared or worried something that's gonna go wrong. I mean, that's basically anxiety, right? Just the belief that something's gonna go wrong all the time. And it's annoying. Like, Yeah. I suppose the fact that I'm worrying about a meetup with a friend tomorrow. It's not a decent sign that I'm worrying about the small stuff. Which I really shouldn't be, but that makes it seem like, yeah, it's not really a crisis. And there isn't a crisis. It doesn't feel like that anyway, but it does feel like there's tons of things to worry about, tons of things for my mind to worry about. What does worrying do? If I just, if it's not productive thinking, then why am I doing that? Well, obviously I do that because I think it's productive thinking, but when I realize not productive thinking, this is productive. This, sure, I might just be rambling, but I would consider it like productive rambling. Self reflection, and yeah. It's a lot hot in my room, by the way. Fuck me, I don't know why. It's the fucking computer. I know it is. But yeah. Um, I don't know what else to talk about. That was mainly on my mind. On a more positive note, I've bought, well, I got a free trial for the Headspace app. I've been doing meditations for the past few days consistently. Not consistent in terms of time, but I have done them daily. You know what? We'll take it 4 days straight in a row. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been able to keep it, as a thing going, keep going. And I hope to keep that rolling. I've never really got to a point where I thought meditation was dumb or not useful. It just, you know, it's just really, it's one of the hardest habits to keep up. It's crazy, right? I can go biking a couple hours a day, every day for like weeks straight without break. But it's hard for me to sit down and just sit there for 10 minutes, just confronting my mind or just observing my mind. And that's interesting. It's really interesting. It shows a lot about how much harder it is, like how simple. It's so contradictory, right? It's the most simple activity. Sit there, observe your thoughts, maybe breathe and watch that. Watch as you breathe and observe. Observe. Be mindful. Be present. It's like simple. It's like just be there. Yet it's also like the hardest thing, not like the activity itself, but just to make it a habit or keep it as a part of your lifestyle. At least that's the case for me. It's so much easier for me to have workout habits and fitness goals and go after those. But it's so hard to meditate. I've been trying to eat healthier as well. Been trying to be more mindful of what I put in my body. Um, but yeah, probably not good that I am staying up. It's 2:37 a.m. right now. Should be going to sleep. I just never like going to bed with a lot of anxieties. It doesn't feel good, but sometimes it does actually. I just need a full 8 hours of sleep, and then the next day everything sort of just clears up. Not that like the anxieties are gone, but they're manageable. And you know what? I feel like that's all I can do. I feel really tired right now, so I'll probably go to bed. Probably not this, but I'll probably go downstairs. Seems like a better choice to me, honest. Yeah, this was fun. I'm just glad I did it. Good night.